Hello there again, YouTube paintball enthusiasts. I had a bit of a problem with one of my Helix mags the other day. Obviously you can see it's falling apart. It's the only one out of all of my 10 that I've got that have done it, and I think it's more damage rather than failure. But I thought I'd do a video showing how to strip down Helix mags. Now the reason this happened, I noticed it happened, was because I had a can of Monster decide to ditch itself in my kit bag, so all my mags got blathered in Monster. Sticky stuff at the best of times. So I thought I'd do a little video just showing you how to strip down a Helix mag the way I do it. I mean, some people will have their own methods, but they're wrong. So this one's going to be really easy because the casing's split. Sometimes they can be a bit... You've got to kind of give them a bit of a twist to loosen them up first. Then squeeze the two buttons, and then, as you can see, that's shimmied out, no trouble. So then usually you would then slide this out. You can hear the casing cracking, and then when you get to this point, just bear in mind, obviously these buttons are under pressure from the spring. Obviously this button's popped off because of the case being split, so make sure you don't lose those. Generally you'll be doing this on a paintball site with a gravel floor, where you'll lose all manner of parts. So slide the casing away. As you can see, it's sticky. And then I'm going to bin this one. I could maybe glue it, but you know, for what they cost, I'll replace it, I think. Look what I have here, a replacement. So I don't need to clean that, but obviously the rest of it I do. So once you've taken the case off, pop the spring out and put it to one side, and then carefully take the two sides apart. Now obviously you've got your spring with its follower on, wibbly wobbly, spring of a thing. I call this the C part because this is what actually retains the follower. So when you put your beads in the magazine, this is what holds onto the follower and then stops it from putting pressure on your paint until you load the mag. So I'll put that to one side. The two parts I lost when I tried to flick the Monster out of it. It came out and then bounced off the floor, so I lost the springs and the ball bearing out of it. So take your door out, and then your L part. That's the L part. So put those parts all to one side. I'm going to go and wash and dry all these bits now, because they're blathered in filth, Monster, and yes, no, it's not pleasant. So I'll be back shortly. Okay, so parts all cleaned and dried. One thing I use this for lubricating the inner of the mags. It works out so much cheaper than buying any paintball branded silicone lubricant. And obviously if you're feeling that way inclined, it has other uses. Not a lot left. So put a bit on your kitchen roll. And then you have to be real careful with this side because there's a slit here, and then the kitchen roll will go through and then it'll try and take it away. So you need to make sure that when you only go one way, don't ride against the grain, as it were. So just give all that a slight wipe. Don't need to be dripping wet, just a light coating. And then the same on the other side. This side's a lot easier though because there's no innocuous piece to get all your parts. So, reassembly is always best done in the left-hand side of the mag. So that's your mag as it would load in your gun, so that's the left side. First things first. Great big clumsy fingers. Put your door in, and then push it all the way to the top. Then you need your door spring. Now these are the upgraded mags, so they have the little hole on the front, which is how you can tell the difference between the upgrade ones and the normal ones. And then your door spring, these are softer springs as well, which make a massive difference, totally change the way the mags feel. So put your door spring in. Next you need your L-shaped part, drop that in. Then you need your C-shaped part, drop that in. Then you need your ball bearing. Now if you just tip the mag forward so the ball bearing rolls to the front, and then your tapered spring, so you need the flared end towards the ball bearing, and then literally hold the ball bearing down and just rest it in. So that's basically your mag reassembled. Ignore the spring, we don't need that yet. Now there's a tricky bit, aligning the two halves together. This either goes perfectly well or it's a pen in the ring. There we go, so that's perfectly well. So once you've got it together, take your big spring for holding the mags together and then wedge that through, like so. And then what I like to do is actually start putting the mag into the body, slide it in just to the point that the buttons are in, and it just holds everything together. It says now you need insert your spring, just keep shoving it in, and then at the last bit just check that it's aligned the correct way for the D, and then ever so slightly prise it open just so you can get your follower in, and then once you're in, you're happy as Larry, and then slide your mag back down, make sure your buttons are located properly, all good. I haven't got my beads, otherwise I could have given it a test, but I know it's going to work because it's all gone back together okay. So that's how I maintain my mags. Give us a thumbs up and then subscribe if you're into this stuff. If you're not, you're wrong. Okay, see you later.